Welcome to Fancy Girl Cocktail Hour. Hello, hello, how are you? Let's see. I know it's a little bit of a different setup today. I'm kind of just getting ready for March. I am starting my monthly reset early because I just don't want to wait. So I am going to be doing a little bit of skincare. We have a topic. If you have not seen the topic that was posted, oh, wait a minute. Before we get into the topic, first off, let me just give you a little intro. Fancy Girl Cocktail Hour. We do this every Monday on live. We have a topic, and the topic is all about like elevating your life in whatever area. So we talk about the spiritual, the mental, the physical, the emotional, all of those things that kind of add up to living a full and fulfilling life. So that is what our topics center around. And then we might have a cocktail, a mocktail. Today I am drinking some electrolyte water, and today is raspberry lemonade flavored. And I drink it in a wine glass because I don't know, I just feel like everything just tastes better in a wine glass. Like, oh my God, that's so good. And fun fact, I do put two electrolyte packs. This is like a 16-ounce water. I put two electrolyte packs in there. Um, and I usually do like one in the morning. It's like the very first thing I drink, and then sometimes I do it in the afternoon, even if I'm just really feeling like, okay, I need to get some hydration. So I'm about to do my skincare, and we're going to do a little face mask. We're going to get into the topic. So our topic for today is going to be at 3 tips to help you embrace your new season and level up. So we're going to talk about the different seasons of life that we go through. You know, everybody goes through different seasons at different times, but we can really take a lot from nature. Like, the summer's going to end, and then there's going to be the fall, and then the fall is going to end, and there's going to be a winter, and there's no reason for us to fight against the way that life naturally flows. And you will find that you will be much happier and much more fulfilled and much more content with your life and where you are when you really accept and embrace that. So I'm going to give you some tips. We're going to talk about that. First, let's start off, babes, because my lips are dry. This is Smoothie Pour Le Voix. Uh, Brand is Pharmacy Lip Smoothie in the flavor apple. Just gonna. So this is the lip balm that I use. Um, this is like my nighttime slash skincare lip balm. And it smells like apples. It smells so good. And it is vitamin C plus peptide lip balm. So it just helps to keep your lips like nice and bright. Like, I'm like a clear lip gloss girly. So I like my lips to just look pink and like puffed up. Like, you know, not overly puffed up, but like I got kind of have like thick lips naturally. But I just like them to look like, you know, kissable. So yeah, I absolutely love this. Let me know if you babes want a review. Because if you've been subscribed for a while, skincare is where it all started. I am a skincare girly. I love me some skincare, some body care. I really love all things like self-care and just like I just want to feel my best and smell my best and look my best and be my best and show up for other people in the best way. Like, I want to be in the best mental space so that I can take care of me and take care of the people around me and truly add value and things like that. So that is really truly what the Fancy Girls guys like core really is. It's like I've really learned to take care of myself, and I want to help people to take care of themselves too, because life is so much better when you take care of you. So let me get another sip. Ugh, this is so good. You're probably wondering what the stuff is in my hair. It's conditioner. Like I said, I'm doing my monthly reset. So I washed my hair earlier and now I'm conditioning it, and I'm gonna wash it out and like do a quick retwist tonight before bed. And now I'm gonna use Baccia. It's a berry blend smoothing facial with 28% acid complex. I got this from Marshall's, one of my favorite skincare products. I don't know where I'm gonna get it from when I need some more of it, but this is one of those things that I probably do sometimes once a week. It just depends on like what my skin is like. Sometimes once a week, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little bit less. So I got my little scooper, and we're just gonna go ahead and just put that on. Now the thing is that if you have ever used things with acid in them, they really burn your skin. Like, not burn like your skin is gonna be like chemically burned, but like the tingle is gonna like really, really be there. So if you think about trying this, it's kind of similar if you've ever used pharmacy AHA resurfacing serum, how it kind of has that sting, that burn when you first use it. So, ooh, child, like it's already, but I just been having these little dry patches, and I really need some. Ooh, I think I need some more right around here. Okay. When I say it like literally burns, like stings, but you just kind of gotta take some deep breaths, and eventually it goes away. We're not gonna leave this on for too long. And then we're gonna put it all. I got hair already. Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Okay. Whew. I need to put a little bit under here as well. Jesus, help me. Uh, the things we do to be our best. Okay. Oop, oop. Okay, I think we're good. So, anywho, we are gonna talk about embracing your new season and leveling up. I have my notes over here. So, as a matter of fact, let me move my MacBook over here. That way it'll be a little easier to see. Let's see, can we do that? Oh, yep, that's perfect. Okay. So, first things first, we have to understand like the different seasons that we're in and the different seasons that we can be in different parts of our life. So the first thing I'm gonna say though is tip number one is going to be understand that each season has a purpose. Um, so each season has a purpose. So you need to understand the purpose for your current season. Because understanding what the reason is for the season will help you put into perspective of being able to enjoy the season that you're in, as well as focus on the proper things within that season so that you will get the most out of whatever season, because every season that you go through in your life is absolutely um it's important, and it is absolutely necessary in order to get you to where God truly wants you to be and where you truly want to be in your life. So we have to understand um that each season has a purpose. So that's tip number one. Understand that each season of your life has a purpose. Even if you don't enjoy it, you don't have to enjoy it. But it is all adding up to get you to where you're going. You have to think about like the actual seasons. Think about the actual seasons. Like winter is like the okay, let's start with the fall. The leaves, they fall off the tree. And it's like, okay, the leaves fall off the tree, it gets cold, the plants go dormant, and in that winter time is when the trees are strengthened. It is, it might not look the most beautiful on the outside, but that is those roots, that is, they're being strengthened and they're being like really groomed to spring, And spring is where things are fruitful. Things come, you know, there's fruit, there's leaves on the trees, there's just so much beauty, so much lightness, so much enjoyment. You know, summer is a little bit hotter, it's a little bit more intense, it's a little bit more like serious. You know, like if you're outside too long in the summertime, you're gonna get sunburned. You're gonna get a heat stroke, God forbid. So you have to think about the seasons like that. Now, apply that to your life. So number two is gonna be recognize your season. So I have four seasons. One is planted. So I'm gonna continue with like a hey babes, I see you all popping in here. Welcome to Fancy Girl Cocktail Hour. So we're gonna still stick with like a gardening or just like a seasonal um like weather type of analogy, because that will really be the best way for you to truly understand it. So the four different seasons I have for the different seasons of life is going to be planted, watering, pruning, and then harvest. So if you think about being planted, right? You are being placed somewhere. You know, you are being still. Like if you take a seed and you plant that seed into the ground, babe, that seed is not going anywhere. You put that seed into some good soil, that seed is going to be planted. It's going to absorb the nutrients around it. It is going to um set down roots, and you have to think about yourself like that. Sometimes the season in your life that you're in is being planted, being still, finding security, finding routine, and just dependable behaviors and things like that. So if you're being planted, sometimes you can have this feeling of like, oh, I just want to go to the next thing. I just want to do the next thing. But you don't need to go do the next thing. You need to be still. You need to put down some roots. You need to lay the foundation for what is to come. It's easy to sit and be like, okay, I want to have 100 million subscribers on YouTube, or I want to have, you know, $1 million business. But like, how are you going to have $1 million business if you haven't even written down the name of your business? You've not even written down your business idea. You haven't even brainstormed business idea. You need to be planted. You need to be still. You need to get into some good soil. You need to get into a good place where you have the good things around you that are going to pour into and nurture the place that you are in. So you could be in a planted season, a be still season, a season of, a lot of times a planted season is also like a isolation season, um in the sense that, you know, you can't go and do what everybody else is doing. Like your friends might be, you know, wanting to go out every weekend and wanting to go do this and wanting to go do that, but you might not be able to join them in that place because you need to be still. You need to be planted where you are. You might not be able to go on the vacation. You might not be able to go, you know, to every single activity for every single person. And this can be really hard, especially if you're the type of person that's so used to like showing up for other people. It can be very difficult to say like, okay, no, I need to be planted right now. There's some things that I truly need to nurture. I would say that a good this I would relate like a planted season, like when I first had my daughter, it was also like the pandemic. Oh, this is a perfect example. When we were in COVID and we were all in the house, and it was like, okay, this is lockdown. We are planted. Like you're not going anywhere. You're not running away from anything. These things that, and COVID really brought a lot of things to the forefront for a lot of people. People realized that they were in relationships that they shouldn't have been in. They were in careers that they shouldn't have been in. Had to leave careers because, you know, everything was shut down. So like either they lost their job or they didn't feel safe going, and it was like, okay, no, you need to be in this one place. And I think that we can all kind of relate to that type of season. Now, as I'm going through the seasons, drop in the comments. Let me know if you can relate to, anything that I'm saying. Like, if you can relate to feeling planted and feeling like, okay, I have to be still. I have to be in this one place. I have to really not do too much. It's like, okay, I need to be still, be quiet, and really hear from my inner self, hear from God, hear from what I truly need to be doing. Let me know what season, as we go through them, what season you're in now, and what your favorite season is. Because of course I think I know which season people are gonna say is their favorite, but I really want to know. So drop that in the comments. So the second season is gonna be a watering season. So a watering season, I would describe that as a season where you are maybe really putting forth a lot of effort in doing the right things. Like, okay, I'm going to like, you think about when people say like, okay, water your flowers, water your garden. That means you're pouring into yourself. You're pouring into your goals. This could be like a grind season where you're like working a lot and you are really just focused on pouring the right things in, pouring in the right habits. This could be a season where you are, working out a lot so that you can get to, whatever your fitness goals are, or whatever your weight loss goals are. This could be a time where you are working two jobs because you're trying to save up to pay off some debt, or you are saving up to buy a house. But the things that you're doing is like truly pouring into your goals, you're pouring into yourself, you are really putting forth that time, attention, and that effort. Now, this watering season, whew, it can be very exhausting. It can be tiring because you're doing like you're doing all of the things, and it's a high level of commitment. It's a high level of deliver. Like, you have to deliver on the goals that you set, the things that you said that you were going to do, in order for you to be able to move towards the next thing. So that's the watering season. The next season I have is the pruning season. So this is where you're starting to see the results of you planted the seed, you watered the seed. Now you are being pruned. So there's a cutting away of dead things, things that are no longer serving you. Now, in this season, this can be one of the most emotionally taxing seasons, because a lot of times in the pruning season, you're losing a lot of the things that you thought that you needed, or the things that you thought that you wanted, or just the things that are familiar to you. You could be losing friends. You could be, distancing certain family because, again, you've planted your seed in good soil. You've watered that seed. And as you water it and you start to see that plant grow, you're anything that is potentially going to damage that plant, you're gonna cut that away. You're not gonna let dead leaves kill your whole plant that you've just spent all this time trying to grow. You are not going to allow, you know, gophers and I'm not sure what kind of animals are in gardens, but you guys know what I mean. Like, you are not going to allow negative and toxic things around you that could potentially damage the all of the work that you've done in your previous seasons. So the pruning season, you will find that you just might not be relating to people the way that you used to relate to people. Then this could be friends, this could be family members, this could be, a job. You're like, yeah, this just is not it no more. Like, I'm grateful that I was planted here. I'm grateful that I was able to utilize this to like water my goals, to save up enough money to do this thing. But now it's time to cut away things, and it's time for me to move on to my next space. And that this can again be a very, very emotional time and a very challenging period to go through, because naturally we like what we are used to. We like where we're comfortable, and a lot of these things that you have to cut away are going to be things that you're extremely comfortable with. If you are a person, let's say You've stopped drinking. You started working out. Your interests are different now. If all of your friends are friends that like to go and drink every night, and you're not drinking every night with them anymore, those people are probably going to have to be cut away. Not, you don't burn bridges with people, but sometimes people are just not going where you're going. And so that they have to be cut out. There are certain jobs, it's like it will, if you plant it and water it and you are now like, perfect example, being a content creator. If you're working a full-time job, eventually if you're going to be a full-time content creator, you have to leave that job. That job is going to have to be cut away. Like, maybe that job has six figures, maybe that job has great benefits, maybe, that job is your sense of security. But the reality is that in order for you to move to your next season, um, it has to be cut away. So the fourth season that you could be in your life is going to be the harvest season. And that's the season everybody loves. That's when everything is going great. It's just like things just seem like they just keep going your way. You are seeing the fruits of your labor. It's like, oh my gosh, there's everything is just juicy and abundant and just it's going so good. Now, this is everybody's favorite season because everybody loves when like the season is like, oh my God, my work has paid off. Like I'm finally here. But the thing is that we're gonna always be in one season and headed toward another. So I would just urge you in that harvest season to really enjoy, because a lot of times what'll happen is that when you're in that harvest season, you spent so much time in that pruning season, that watering season, that planting season, that you now are like anticipating like or like you're anticipating something going wrong, or like anticipating like, oh my God, what if I got to go back to this season? But you don't have to anticipate that because you know that you will have to go back to those previous seasons. So enjoy the harvest, enjoy the fun, enjoy things going how you want them to go, ride the high. And that's going to lead me into my third tip. So the first tip is going to be to recognize that each season has a purpose. Understand the purpose for your current season. So understand the purpose in your own personal life. Understand the purpose for the season that you are in. Because if you do not understand the season that you're in, you will not put in the proper work and make the right decisions in order for you to move that season along. And what you don't want to do is, if you can avoid it, you don't want to spend 5 years in a planted season when it was only supposed to last 5 months. But because you didn't do the things that you needed to do, now you just been in this same season and the seasons haven't changed. So you want to understand the purpose of your current season. You want to recognize your season. So the four seasons that we had were planted, watering, pruning, and harvest. And then number three is going to be to stop looking back and embrace where you are. So I kind of touched on that a little bit in as I was explaining the seasons, but you want to focus on the season that you are in. Don't focus on what season somebody else is in. Don't focus on the season that you wish you were in. Focus on the season of your life that you are in now. Because a lot of times we don't necessarily enjoy, or like maybe our personality doesn't naturally fit well into, let's say, the watering season. So, or yeah, maybe you're just not somebody that really wants to like put in a whole lot of effort and like grind, grind, grind. I get it. It's not really my personality. Like, I'm not one of those people that like, oh, I want to work 70 hours a week. Like, that sounds like a nightmare. But there have been times in my life where I was literally working three jobs and I was in school. And that was absolutely necessary to get me to where I am. And I would not trade anything about my life. So I have to embrace and accept and be grateful for the previous seasons. And it's the same with pruning. I am in a season right now to share with you all. I'm in a pruning season right now God is cutting away so many things. And I'm not just talking people. God is cutting away habits. God is cutting away beliefs and ideas that I thought that I had and I thought that I knew and I thought that were so foundational and important. But I have to be able to let those things go. And as I'm letting those go, I see the harvest season. It's like we're how many days away from spring? Like 20 something days away from spring or something like that. We can almost see the spring like over the horizon, right? And so I am in a place where in a pruning season, I'm cutting away these old relationships, these old habits, these old ideas, these old things, and I can literally see the harvest. Like I can see like this is where I'm headed. This is the next season that I am going into. And I can feel it in my body and in my spirit. And I'm excited. And I'm not rushing it. I'm not necessarily I'm not necessarily ready for this season to end because even in the pruning season, I have realized my strength. Me being able to cut myself away from my normal things that I was doing, these normal circles that I was running into, which again, it's no shade against anybody. Like it was really, I mean, if I look back on it, it was really nothing bad about where I was before. It's just that's no longer my time. That's no longer where I am. And I have to be accepting of the reality that I'm no longer in that space. And again, as we talked about last week, if you missed the live last week, go back and watch it. But we talked about like recognizing when your time is up, or maybe it was the week before. You have to forgive me. I actually can't recall. But it's like recognizing when you've overstayed your welcome somewhere. And I'm a person like I am never gonna stay until the lights come on at the club. Babe, I've been gone. I've been gone. I'm not overstaying my welcome. I am not staying in places that I don't need to be in. And I haven't always been that way. So that's why I'm so passionate about it because I haven't always been that way. There was a time where I felt like I was gonna miss out on something. Um, if I left, and I don't live in a scarcity mindset anymore. And so it's just recognizing that you have to stop looking back. Like our bodies are literally made, like we're anatomically made to look forward. Even if you wanted to go like look back, you can only turn your head so far before you have to turn your entire body. And that lets you know that you are not meant to look back. And I mean that in a obviously a little bit of a literal sense, but more so in a like my mindset sense because so often we be so focused on looking at the past and being stuck on what you used to do, how it used to be. Oh my God, I wish I could get my body back to how it was before I had a baby. Oh my God, I wish I could get my high school body back. Why do you want your old body back? Why don't you want the best version of the body that you have now, which is going to be a new version of your body? It's not even something old, it's something new. Why do you want to go back to something that no longer serves you? Because there is nothing that you're going to go back to that is going to be better than what's in front of you. It's nothing. Nothing. There's nothing in your past that's for you because if it was for you, it would be in your present. So that's going to be my third tip on tips to help you embrace your new season and to level up. I promise you, when you stop looking back at things and you stop saying, dang, man, I wish I would have never got fired from that job. Oh man, I wish I would have, oh, should I have left this relationship where this person wasn't treating me right? But now I'm not in a relationship and I'm single, so now I'm looking like, oh dang, should I have stayed with this person? No. Why would you have wanted to stay with somebody that wasn't treating you right then? As if them not treating you right is better than you embracing where you are now in preparation for where you're going. Because the thing is like, if you left that relationship, if you do the work on yourself now, the next relationship that you get into is going to be so much better. Now, if you spend your entire season in your singleness thinking about how you should have stayed with that person that was treating you bad, one, you're probably going to end up getting back with a person that's just like that. And you're going to be going back into a season that you're not even supposed to be in. And you're going to totally throw everything off. And it's like, you don't want to do that. I promise you, you don't want to do that. I know it looks, people, oh yeah, I'm going to spin the block to my old. Don't spin that block. Do not spin that block, baby. You didn't leave nothing there. And whatever you left, go buy a new one. You left your charger at that man's house, go buy your new one. You don't need to spin the block. Oh yeah, I just need to come get my charger. No. Next thing you know, you going over there for a charger and you're leaving out with a baby planted in you. Now you stuck with this person you got a kid with. I mean, I don't know who that necessarily is related to, but I'm just saying, what you don't want to do is not be willing to embrace the season that you are in, and then that either send you back toward a season that is not going to produce fruit. You want to head towards the harvest. And if you're in a harvest, you want to head back towards planting, because the next time you plant, you're going to plant in the next season, you're going to water in the next season, and then you're going to prune in the next season, and the harvest is going to be bigger than the harvest that you're in now. So you have to be willing to accept and embrace the season that you are in, because you can't be anywhere other than where you are. And I really hope that this helps somebody, because it has literally changed my life. I'm telling you all, in the last 6 months, my life has totally changed. And it was all because I focused on the season that I am in and doing the proper work necessary. And if you are like, well, how am I supposed to know what I'm supposed to be doing? Pray about it. Pray about it. I'm telling you, if y'all don't try Jesus, like, pray about it. Get a relationship with him. I started off just praying. Daily, regularly, thinking, oh, okay, yeah, I got a good relationship with God. Then I started reading my Bible. I started getting these lessons, and it's like, so much guidance has come from that, and that has put me in a place where my life's the best it has ever been. So I don't know who this was for, but I hope that it resonates. Did I get everything off? I hope that it resonates, and I hope that it helps somebody. Thank you, babe, so much for hopping on and joining Fancy Girl Cocktail Hour. I hope you enjoyed a cocktail. I hope that you have a great night and a great week. And I will see you, babes, next Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, bye.